What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming back to the Ventura County Squawk Box. My name is Andres. In this episode, we speak to Brittany Hendricks from visitoxnard.com. She gives us a great explanation on what the site is and what they want to bring to the community. If you haven't visited the site, it's a place where you can look up places to eat and visit and stay in Oxnard, whether you're coming to visit or a local. Please enjoy the show and comment with any questions, and I will make sure to get them to her. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show. Brittany Hendricks from visitoxnard.com, Vice President of Marketing and Communications. Thank you for making time for me today. Reading directly from the website. The mission of visitoxnard.com is to promote and market Oxnard as a premier leisure and business travel destination, bringing significant economic and social benefits to our community. Can you, explain what your vision or what your website's vision is for how you do that?
Sure. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me on your show. At Visit Oxnard, we have 3 goals, and those are to drive awareness to Oxnard as a tourism location for business and leisure travel, to improve the perception of Oxnard as a place for people to travel to, and also to grow our audience with people who perhaps have not heard of Oxnard in the past. Our website is kind of a conduit for people to explore and discover all the great things that we have to offer as a city for tourists looking to come to Oxnard.
This afternoon, I interviewed one of your board members, Councilman McDonald. How diverse is your board, and how do you, how does one become a board member? Do you look for them? Do they come to you and say, "Hey, this is what I do, and I want to be on the board"? How does that work?
Sure. So at this point in time, our president and CEO is going to be looking to term off in the near future. So I am transitioning into her role.
Mm-hmm.
I have not, prior to this point in time, had a whole lot to do with board development. So I am kind of learning that whole portion of the job and skill set. But I will say that we do have a diverse board, and we are fortunate to have that. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is a goal of ours at Visit Oxnard. We are a very small organization. We are only made up of 4 individuals currently.
Mm-hmm.
But we do in the future look to hire additional staff members, and DEI will absolutely be important as we move forward as an organization.
The Ventura County Squawk Box is brought to you by the Ventura County Financial Times, the only Ventura County magazine that focuses on financial matters local to Ventura County, written by financial experts within the county. Visit us at vcfinancialtimes.com to sign up to be a writer or contributor to the magazine, to ask about advertising, or to subscribe. Launching in winter 2021. And now back to the show. So does staff or does the board have input on what you put on your site, or are they more for like brainstorming, or like you get your ideas from them because they are involved in the community? Who comes up with the content, I guess is my question.
Sure. So we're really fortunate to have a board of directors that has a lot of faith in us as staff members, and they give us a lot of freedom to kind of be the experts at what we do, and they support us very much so in our decision making. But at the same time, they are there to guide us in our decision making. They are the experts in tourism throughout the city, and we rely very heavily upon their businesses to help us welcome visitors. So we're really excited to move forward. We are developing our board even further out. We just welcomed Jill Almonia from Center Cal at the collection. She's a new board member terming on, as well as David Neal from the Murphy Auto Museum. We have board members from all over town, from all walks of life, from hotels, from restaurants, from tourism attractions. And they're really great at guiding our decision-making process, and we're so grateful for them.
I'm looking at your magazine. You guys have it's well put together. It is very diverse in the locations around Oxnard that it showcases. I do see that somehow you pulled the short straw there, and you had to rate all the tacos in Oxnard. How I guess how do you this content is your staff of 4 puts this whole magazine together, and how does that process take place?
Sure. So we had sourced a company called Destination Creative Group, and we went through an RFP process to bring them on board. And they handle our visitor magazine from inception to completion. They're a really great company to work with. And basically, when we start a project at the beginning of the process, we brainstorm different articles that we feel really tell the story of Oxnard from a tourism perspective. And also culturally, we try to be as authentic as possible. We know that agriculture is a huge part of our history, and we are so proud of that and so proud of our farm workers. Oxnard is very much heavily Latino population. So we like to tell the story of our residents as well. And then we also know that visitors are looking for authentic local experiences. So we try to tell a little bit of the story of our neighborhoods, and then just really what there is to do in Oxnard. If you're a visitor coming to town for a weekend or for even just for a day, what is there to do? What itineraries could you look forward to? And we just kind of tell the story of Oxnard through as authentic a lens as possible.
Speaking of itineraries, do you guys have those on your? I'm looking. I have your site up. Do you guys have like, I guess a guided tour, or what you would do if you had like half a day or a full day? I've seen some sort of itineraries like that online for other cities. Do you have something planned like that on your site?
Absolutely. So I will say that the blog section of our website has been really instrumental in communicating those sorts of itineraries. We did also launch our website in October 2020. We have a brand new website as of less than a year ago. And one of the things that we were looking to do when we built the new website is have it really user-friendly and easily navigable. So we put a lot of thought into a site map that had logical pathways toward content. And so if you go to visitoxnard.com, I think you'll pretty easily find your way around to those itineraries that kind of give you those great tips on what you can do when you visit.
Yeah, it is, big buttons, and it isn't very complicated to get around. It is made with the, user in mind that wants to search before they go to a city to find out things to do. It's, I would say it's a pretty good example of a vacation destination website.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. We put a lot of work into it, so we are happy to hear that feedback.
How much do you interact with the city, or do you ask, how, anything that the city wants to feature, or is this all your staff that decides what goes on the site?
Sure. So we have a board position that is dedicated to a city staff member. We are so fortunate to have the presence of Ashley Golden, who is the assistant city manager on our board, Brian McDonald, as you mentioned, is a council member. He is also on our board and mayor pro tem. So we do have a lot of participation from the city in our organization's guidance and making sure we're on track to complete our mission. We also do communicate directly with Katie in the city manager's office, Katie Casey, and she is the communications manager there. We work with her very frequently. And then also Alex Nguyen is an incredible city manager. We are so fortunate to have his leadership in town. And I really feel that the residents are starting to notice all the amazing benefits that are coming from having great leadership in the city. And we are fortunate as well as an organization.
I see you guys rebranded yourself. Was that, I guess, to make it more appealing to the site visitor, or was there another reason behind the name change and, I guess, website revamp, if there was one?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. So we went through a brand overhaul. I think it was in 2019. And we came up with a new logo, which is designed by Verdin Marketing out of San Luis Obispo. And that brand was developed through a collaboration with input from community stakeholders. It's a bold new look. It pays homage to the city's diverse attractions and our laid back, approachable culture. That new logo was developed using friendly, fluid letters and a strong horizontal line to emulate the sun sinking into the ocean. As we all know, Oxnard is a beach destination. Mm-hmm. We also took into account Oxnard's classic car culture, which we feel is visible in the presentation of the lettering.
I see that. I see that now that you mention it. One of the back placard that they have in the cars. Yep,
for sure. That. Yeah, it kind of brings to mind those California legacy plates, or even those like classic analog odometers. And the brand is also rooted in a color palette which uses warm sun and cool water tones mixed with vintage pastels to elicit a feeling of nostalgia and belonging. Anyone who's ever been to downtown Oxnard has seen like the Vogue Theater and Teatro and the Woolworth building and some of those really iconic buildings that we have downtown. So we wanted people to really see that in the colors and the textures and the feel of our brand. So thank you for noticing. We put a lot of work into that as well.
So your site is attraction heavy, places to go, coming out of COVID. Are you guys going to, I guess, do something different to bring people back to the site? I mean, did your visit traffic go down during COVID? Or are there any changes you're going to make to, I guess, promote the city more now that we're back open?
Sure. So when the pandemic hit, we definitely noticed a slowdown in our website traffic, definitely understandably. And as an organization, we made a decision to honor our residents and respect travel to our destination, in that we did not feel it was appropriate for us to be marketing Oxnard as a place that is open for travel, because it absolutely was not. Mm-hmm. So we kind of went through this wait, ready, set, go phase of marketing, where we said, okay, we're going to pause for the time being on our marketing efforts. And instead, we're going to support our local businesses, specifically restaurants that really struggled during the shutdowns. We did some really incredible partnerships, specifically with Rico and Mambo. Mm-hmm. They helped us during Oxnard Restaurant Week to promote local restaurants for takeout to residents. And we really shifted gears to, once we started to reopen, to say, okay, we're not going to be welcoming people from out of state or especially not from out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
So what we can do to help support our local businesses is to encourage residents to really take a vacation in their backyard and appreciate our business owners that we have at home. They really do make up such an important part of the community. And so we all, even as a staff, we put a lot of time and energy into supporting those businesses however we could. And fortunately, now cases are diminishing and we are seeing things open back up. So we are transitioning into a little bit stronger of a call to action and welcoming people from outside of our local communities.
Yeah, my wife was at the beach today. She texted me that there were quite a few out of towners there, and I think even at the height of the pandemic, I live in Ventura Road and Woolley Road, so the beach is just a straight shot down from there, and we go there on during the height, and we got a lot of out of towners there also. So we I guess we take for granted what we have around here, and I guess promoting it within the city is you're not I guess I'm not the only one that takes for granted that we are very close to the beach and very close to very beautiful sunsets like you mentioned in your logo. So good idea to promote it within the city, your own city within the city.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. And I will say that our residents are so important to us. We really try to focus on what means something to them. We like to think that if we have a lot of our residents as our audience, rather than only specifically people outside of our communities, we're doing a good job, because the people that live in Oxnard are pretty much our travel agents for the city.
Mm-hmm.
If the people who live in Oxnard don't even want to spend time in Oxnard, then that's going to impact our ability to successfully bring tourism to town, which impacts the revenues that the city receives in transient occupancy taxes, which impacts our way of life. Tourism is such an amazing way to bring economic benefits to the city of Oxnard and to our residents, so that we have those nice paved roads, so we have fire and police who can keep us safe. All of those services, a chunk of change goes towards supporting those from tourism. And we're so fortunate that we have residents that see the value of Oxnard and see what a beautiful city it is, and how lucky we all are to live here.
So 4th of July is coming up. What can someone do if they come to Oxnard 4th of July weekend?
Well, you can go to visitoxnard.com/events. That's my little plug.
Yeah.
And, we're not going to have fireworks this year. And I know that is unfortunate and a little bit disappointing for some of our residents and visitors, but there are some amazing things you can do at the harbor. There will still be a parade and events down there. So we do encourage people to look at our events portion of our website and see what is going on during that week.
Yeah, I saw that. We've been to this one once or twice, the Channel Islands Harbor, the family parade. I see the form download. Let me download the form to see if we can fill it out and turn it in before the deadline. It's a cute little parade, that one.
Yeah, I have a 2-year-old, so I love seeing kids have a good time on holidays.
Yeah. Well, any final words for the listeners? Visit the website, come to Oxnard. I guess the floor is yours to promote what you want to promote.
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity. I'll just say that we are so blessed and thankful to represent the city of Oxnard and its residents. And we really do have a passion for the city. We encourage people to support local businesses however you can. We will be supporting local businesses however we can. and we will continue to promote Oxnard in as responsible a manner as we can going forward, especially acknowledging this past year has been very difficult for so many of us, and we're so grateful for everyone's support. Thank you.
Great. That's awesome. Thank you very much for your time, and you have a great rest of your evening.
Sure. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
You too. Thank you. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Ventura County Squawk Box. We had Brittany Hendricks from visitoxnard.com. Just anyone that is in your city, government official, or anyone that of interest that contributes to the community, please drop me a line, andres.vcsb@gmail.com, or you can comment wherever you're listening to this episode, and I'll be sure to reach out to them and get them on the show. So please like and subscribe and share. Thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you guys next time.